Peace, peace. Now it's the vibrate. Y'all know what it is. Not too far in the future, not too far in the past. Right now, catching this little live vibe. We're gonna allow for everybody to come in. See a lot of energy coming up about magnets and memory. You know, the magnetic energy and how that connects to memory. What also kind of came back up. What's up, West Combs? You know, dealing with our inner crystal. And I don't know if I spoke on this before in that Hippocampus video. So the video I did about basically, like, again, it was anatomy is mythology by law. And it was anatomy is mythology by law. And it was a video where I broke down like the hippocampus and the psoas muscle and all that. But with the hippocampus, you know, the hippocampus actually has magnetite crystals in it, or basically it has lodestone crystals in it. So the hippocampus, you know what I'm saying, located, you know, in the back area of the brain. And with any of this, you know, before getting into any of this, you know, as far as like scientific stuff, you know what I'm saying, of course, you know, it's me going intuitively with what has come to me. But, you know, with some of that stuff, basically what I'm saying is you don't take it to the extreme of belief, you know, like all the stuff you see in science, like, hey, you know, this operates this way. You know, we got to kind of also do our own inner gnosis to really like, hey, inner being, or, you know, is this shit in this book really, you know what I'm saying, the real spill? But before getting, just diving in so strongly, happy spring equinox, everybody. Happy New Year's, you know what I'm saying? Bringing in this New Year's, this spring equinox energy, some new vibes. And then a lot of Aries energy coming up. So a lot of us are going to be tapping into our individual nature, tapping into, you know, what it is, like really seeing what it is that we really, you know, love in life, and we really, you know what I'm saying, want to vibe with in life. And, you know, tapping into this energy, you know, or being aware to tap into it in a balanced manner, you know what I'm saying? So being aware right now to not getting too into to a toxic extreme of individuality, or getting to a toxic extreme of, you know, aggression, you know, and wanting to fight with somebody, you know, but also, again, like a healthy energy, because also that healthy fight energy is coming up. Like right now, a lot of us is getting that, you know what I'm saying, like that, like I'll do something to something before I let, you know what I'm saying, this happen or the third happen. So, you know what I'm saying, like we feeling that energy too, you know, it ain't, you know, again, it's a beautiful thing to be able to tap into all the emotions, you know what I'm saying, from anger to happiness, you know what I'm saying. And then again, also just the energy, the one archetype energy coming through, you know, a lot of masculine healing, in essence, you know what I'm saying, and a lot of masculine healing from the perspective of, you know, being the sun, you know, on multiple dimensions, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, those who've been here throughout all the videos, you are familiar with what I mean when I say, you know, sun on multiple dimensions, you know what I'm saying? So not just being a sun like a human, quote unquote, you know, human sun, but also like a sun as far as, you know, like on a planetary level, or like an orb, or, you know, like a world on that level, you know what I'm saying? So healing that inner sun energy, you know, no coincidence that the sun is exalted when it goes in Aries, You know what I'm saying? Exalted mean basically what exaltation mean is basically when a planet is not at home, what's the next best home? You know what I'm saying? So like when the sun is not in, you know, in its home of Leo, its next favorite place to be is Aries. You know what I'm saying? And no coincidence, you know what I'm saying? When Mars is not in the home of Aries, you know what I'm saying? It likes to be in Capricorn. You know what I'm saying? So seeing the little connection, but you know, again, and matter of fact, peace, what's up, everybody? West Combs, the only one in the building. What's up? What's up with the chat? But again, magnets and memory coming up, connecting with PTSD and previous lives. Right. And thank you for even just typing that. You know what I'm saying? But you know, looking back at the PTSD thing, you know what I'm saying, and you know, dealing with memory. You know, it's also connects again with the Rahu Ketu energy and the dragon's energy. You know what I'm saying? The whole loops going through reincarnation and having amnesia. You know, every time you go through a loop, you know, you have amnesia. You know, and again, like dealing with parasitic energies, you know, as they're constantly trying to, you know, get at us, it tries to cause us to forget, to make, you know, to do the same things, to end up, you know, even more in that space, to be in a parasitic situation again, you know, to be fed off of again. So it's like, you know, whether it's you know, looking at the memory perspective of like transitioning, you know, through basically like transitioning with memory, you know what I'm saying? Like that's kind of been the thing right now, you know what I'm saying? Also, what was pretty tight about the anime To Your Eternity. So the anime To Your Eternity, basically, to me, it's one of the best perspectives I saw, or just a unique. It's one of the most unique perspectives I saw, where they kind of pointed to the perspective we're dealing with, like loops, or like basically like fighting these parasites, you know, in which To Your Eternity kind of had the same. To Your Eternity kind of had the same somewhat theme of Eternals as well. You know, where the Eternals like fighting, like come to Earth and they fighting on Earth with these things, and then come to find out that these things are the same as them, or, you know, or they come from the same thing or something of that nature, you know, and so Eternals, and again, and To Your Eternity, you know what I'm saying, somewhat has that same theme. But To Your Eternity is a great example of memory when it comes to ancestors, you know, and seeing like in so many words, you know, like how, and seeing how our ancestors stay with us, you know, immortally, you know what I'm saying? Like it's an internal thing. What's up, Soul Beautiful? Peace. Appreciate your participation. But yeah, To Your Eternity with the whole like with the ancestor connection, and literally, you know, again, it's about this orb, you know what I'm saying, this being, or this orb being, you know what I'm saying, comes to the planet, you know, and basically it learns through mimicry, like it, you know, and you know, this speaks to also Deep Space Nine, Star Trek Deep Space Nine. What's that brother name? Otto. where he's kind of like liquid, and they could kind of like, you know, take on the form of other things, you know what I'm saying? And this goes to that, you know, again, like water, memory, you know, shape shifting, you know what I'm saying? And again, not in a negative connotation of it, but literally, again, water has the ability to shapeshift. Water could be vapor, water could be a solid, water could be a liquid, you know what I'm saying? The other elements can, you know, can be vapor, solid, and liquid. Like earth can be a liquid and a vapor and a, you know, a solid. You know, it only could be one of them, you know what I'm saying, compared to where you know, water is, you know, able to tap into all those different forms, or aka shapeshift, you know what I'm saying? Then again, that connection to shapeshifting with the connection to memory, you know what I'm saying? Because again, like what you remember is what you're able to shape yourself into. You know, if I remember my past life where I was a great swordsman, you know what I'm saying, and I could tap into that right now, you know what I'm saying? Like it, or again, like remembering our ancestors, remembering a past lives, give us access to connecting with that energy, you know what I'm saying, or tapping in with that, you know, that power or ability. Yes, remember. What's up, Sterling King? Getting the members back together, you know what I'm saying? That's why I like simply just tapping in with the words, you know, in the etymology vibe, like recognize, cognition of the brain, recognating, you know. Yeah, it's all connected. But again, also want to speak to the Feldspar Trinity with crystals, and basically showing, because this is another way where it just shows more and more how all of this, you know, corresponds and aligns. So you start to see that the crystals aren't just like, oh, this is just beautiful crystals that we play with, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, you know, like it has a you know, the connections, you know, tie into, you know, all the different, you know, stories, all the different knowledge across the board, you know what I'm saying? But like, say for instance, you have this, and which I might show backwards. Dang, I wish I could do if I could change the mirror effect. I can't. Wait, let me see what this does. All right, no. But basically, the Feldspar Trinity, and I'll just wait. But basically, the Feldspar family is the family that Labradorite and Moonstone belongs to. Sunstone belongs to this family. Amazonite belongs to this family. And basically, they all are aluminum silicates. You know what I'm saying? And basically, there are aluminum silicates. And aluminum silicate, if you're not familiar, aluminum and silicon oxide, you know what I'm saying? Basically, aluminum and, in so many words, quartz, you know, like microcrystalline quartz. And with the Feldspar Trinity, I just realized again, like how it helps with your subconscious, the pineal, and in essence, you know, manifestation, and helping you with healing your, you know, healing traumas, and, you know, releasing, or should I say not releasing it, but removing, you know what I'm saying? Much love to Seven for bringing that to my awareness. You know, we're not releasing it. We're not leasing it again. You know, we removing it. You know, we removing. But anyway, with the Feldspar Trinity, You know, you have feldspars that have more potassium in it. You have feldspars that have more calcium in it. You got feldspars that have more sodium in it. You know, and no coincidence, when you talk about moonstone and labradorite, those two being, in essence, the most popular feldspar crystals. Sunstone too, but I say moonstone and labradorite, very popular, as feldspars. And these feldspars are known for like magic manifestation, synchronicities, tapping into your intuition. But it's like basically like intuition, magic, you know what I'm saying? Synchronicities, you know what I'm saying? Like that's kind of the lure behind labradorite and moonstone, you know what I'm saying? And labradorite is basically it's a sodium calcium aluminum silicate. So it has sodium and calcium in it, and the sodium basically it keeps the water pressure levels in our cells, balanced. You know what I'm saying? And literally, you know what I'm saying? Again, like personification of it, it keeps the water balance on a literal level, but then it balances our water on a symbolic level. Because again, so like working with sodium crystals, it help us balance our emotions. It help us, keep, be more aware of what's going on in our subconscious. It helps us to, draw things from our memory more healthily because we're stabilizing the waters. The water is stable, so we're able to access that mem ori, and again, mem, the Hebrew letter mem stands for water, you know what I'm saying? Just getting kind of tiptoeing through all those little tidbits and lessons. But, again, just seeing how I connect. I did a video a while back on satellite. Satellite is a as above, so below video. So if you type in universal frequencies, AASB, and then Aquarius, it should show up. But I was talking about Aquarius energy, satellite energy, and also Stargate. But again, like the ability for sodium to, stabilize the water in the body. So no coincidence that labradorite has sodium in it, which stabilizes the memory, stabilizes the subconscious, stabilizes the water, you know what I'm saying? And the calcium deals with healthy bones, and the calcium deals with DNA and RNA, you know what I'm saying? And the calcium basically, you know what I'm saying, again taps into the Saturn energy. So you see how sodium connects to water, and water is in so many ways connected to the moon. Now, of course, if you want to, like if we was connecting a planet to water in that essence, it would most likely be pointed to Neptune more than anything, because Neptune in essence is like, it represents like it don't get represented as the underworld energy, but indirectly it somewhat is, you know what I'm saying? You think about Neptune, the trident, you know what I'm saying? You think about Neymar, again, the aspect of Lucifer, like, like that energy comes from the deep. It comes from the water, you know what I'm saying? Hence why, and that goes a little deep. I'm not gonna get too deep into that, but indirectly, that's why you would see, again, like the devil depicted with a trident, you know what I'm saying? A lot of times, you know what I'm saying? Because that's connected to, that whole Neptune thing. But again, sodium connected to the moon energy, you know what I'm saying? And calcium connected to the Saturn energy. You know what I'm saying? So you see how the crystals, again, labradorite, known for magic, is known for being a highly protective crystal. It's known for, again, synchronicities and manifestation. Because again, our magic is when we know ourselves to the fullest, when we have a strong awareness of our shadows, and, just what's going on in our subconscious, as a whole, you know what I'm saying? Because again, that's our biggest protection. You know, we keep ourselves out of foolishness when we know ourselves very well. You know what I'm saying? But so yeah, you see that with the labradorite, and then of course this labradorite, as far as how it physically looks as well, you know, it got the little rainbow inside of the gray area or the darkness. So it's kind of like representing letting all the chakras, you know, all those chakras flowing, all the energies that need to be flowing within that darkness is flowing within that darkness. You know what I'm saying? So labradorite, you know, represents that too. Because crystals also just, again, are beacon symbols. Like, you know, sometimes a crystal, you know, could help you just by, you know, you thinking of it, you know, you tapping into that energy. You know what I'm saying? If I start thinking about rose quartz, I'm tapping into my rose quartz. Because again, think about it just like with people, you know, like, you know, sometimes it could be done toxically where you're being drained, you know, in this process, sometimes not, but either way it go, you know, but when you're thinking about somebody, you know, that energy is being felt. And when somebody is like focusing on you or thinking about you to that degree, you know, it's almost like, you know, drawing in on your energy or tapping into your energy. Nothing bad or good. It is what it is, you know, again, hence why we just got to do what we got to do to maintain a healthy and stable, you know what I'm saying, body on all levels, etherically, astrally, and physically, you know, and labradorite helps with, you know, basically repairing holes in the auric field. And so moonstone is more of a sodium and potassium crystal. You know what I'm saying? And I did the in that hippocampus video, I talked about like potassium, the word, like, well, potassium, the Latin word, or like say for instance, potassium is represented by a K, and kalium, in essence, its Latin definition stands for like burnt trees or burnt debris in essence. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, kalima, you know what I'm saying? So potassium connected to that kalima energy in essence. No coincidence that potassium helps the pineal gland, you know, in the way it perceives light, you know what I'm saying, through the dark in essence. And matter of fact, let me just make sure I ain't throwing off that quote. Because sometimes I get too laxed about that and I catch myself like, oh, don't worry about how to spell that. Oh, it's like, no, you know, you want to make sure, you know what I'm saying, to some extent. Again, not being extreme on the science, because again, this realm is, you know, asterisk or spoiler alert, you know what I'm saying, this may be too deep for some. Some may need to cover this. It ain't that deep, but you know what I'm saying. But just the essence of, you know, this realm is a collective agreement. So yeah, we saying science, potassium does this and vegetables does that, but that's a collective agreement amongst beings. That doesn't mean like, oh, that's just the way it is throughout. You know, like within this realm, you know, a bunch of beings agreed that we're gonna call this potassium. We're gonna call this, you know what I'm saying? Like literally, you know, because if everybody started, you know, it's just like, again, it sounds simple and stupid, but you know what I'm saying? If everybody made boogers currency, you know what I'm saying? Like if enough of beings agreed upon it, like literally that would be a thing. Like, oh, you know, boogers, like, you know, like, and literally, and you know, the science, you know, it has this and that, you know, like, so, you know, that it's layers to it. But again, as we're here now in this experience, in the collective agreement of potassium, and what it does, basically, again, The functioning of the pineal gland is supported by potassium in its activity of translating outer light qualities into inner hormonal impulses. You know what I'm saying? So potassium helps with the pineal gland. You know what I'm saying? Again, what it is, the function of the pineal gland is supported by potassium in its activity of translating outer light, so translating the outer light, you know what I'm saying, into inner light and hormonal impulses. And we talk about hormonal impulses, and we talk about the hormones and the woman hormones, as far as like, you know, the period that comes up every now and then, and you know, the Kali Ma energy. But and moonstone has, again, potassium in it. Moonstone is one of the most feminine feldspars. You know what I'm saying? Like moonstone, you know, like what's funny is like labradorite kind of seem like the divine masculine aspect, you know, and moonstone is like the divine feminine aspect. Or technically some would say sunstone would be more the masculine aspect, but you know, in which sunstone basically is the same as labradorite to some extent. You know, it just has a few different, but they both sodium, calcium, aluminum silicates. Sunstone just has like copper inclusions and some other crystals too. But yeah, you see how, again, like that connects. So when we talk about these crystals and these mythological stories, you know, and that's how you kind of see the truth in it, because it's like, all right, you break down the etymology of it, you know what I'm saying? You see the correspondence to other, you know, you see the correspondence to planets, the correspondence to, you know, other just archetypes and things of this nature to, you know, eliminate the theories to kind of bring it more into truth, since it has all these common, you know, connections. But yeah, moonstone and labradorite and the Feldspar Trinity, you know what I'm saying? And those crystals being considered the magical crystals, the subconscious crystals, you know, crystals that could help you to, again, like, you know, remove the repeated karmic cycles, so you could, you know, again, like free your soul from being binded to this realm. Because again, now is the vibrate. We're here now, you know what I'm saying? And again, lightening up that load is a part of being here. But yeah, the magnetism has been coming up and just wiping memory. Because again, like also, you know, within this realm, you know what I'm saying? Like, in essence, the magnetism strengthens our memory, you know what I'm saying? And hence, like, why are we doing all of this, you know, all these healthy things to, you know, to strengthen ourselves. And it doesn't mean you have to be healthy on a food level type of thing. You just have to be healthy spiritually and whatever's best for your alignment and what you here to do in this lifetime. You know what I'm saying? Ultimately, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, not getting into particulars like of like, you gotta be a person who eats just this, or you gotta be a person who does just that. You know what I'm saying? Again, it's not, you know, you don't have to worship Jesus. You don't have to worship a Orisha. You don't have to worship a crystal. You don't have to work with a crystal. You don't have to work with Orishas. You don't have to work with Jesus. You don't have, you know what I'm saying? Like, in essence, is about seeing how all of that is, you know, again, like, you are a source on a human experience, and how all of that is the source that you are, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, and also again with the whole moonstone, labradorite, and these crystals connecting with the subconscious, also promoting the connection with tapping into the dreams as well. You know what I'm saying? And you see, no coincidence. Matter of fact, I consider this crystal like to me, graphic feldspar is this crystal is the representation of the Saturn-Moon matrix. Like if a crystal had to be, you know, like what represents the Saturn and the moon, and what represents, you know, helping yourself work with those energies and through those energies. And it's a beautiful piece too. Man, this camera, if we could focus, because this is the first one I ever seen where you actually see the smoky quartz point, and then it's, you know, surrounded by the feldspar. And then at the bottom though, it kind of looks like how some of the beads look. And this graphic feldspar right here. And let me see, I got some beads too, just to show. But they still a little, yeah, the camera ain't gonna do it no justice. I ain't gonna, but but yeah, literally this crystal would be like the, you know, one of the best crystals for, again, like working with our subconscious on a deep level. You know, I would even say, like, if you had to do a deep, like if you wanted to, like, in comparison, almost have like a deep, you know, journey, almost like a psychedelic journey to like do some type of, you know, karmic healing on some levels. You know, moldavite with this would be like, you know, moldavite would be like the mushroom, and this will kind of promote the energy for you to tap into, you know, the that aspect of your subconscious. What's up, Hollow Smoke 47? Feed your head. Yeah, labradorite. Some of it will be for sale soon. Yep. This live. Pause for a little second. Cause live now videos is not mine for my videos to, you know what I'm saying, just be a little vibe. But I am present. I don't know, I might keep that one. This one I might add some more to, but yeah, acrylic paint on canvas. Cause you know this speaks to the subconscious just as much as anything else. Oh, of course, got my got the book with the Aquarius energy, the book, the air, because you're reading thoughts, air. Got a little lighter, representing the fire energy. The lighter with the Leo symbol on it. So got the lighter with the Leo symbol, the book with the Aquarius symbol, the block with the Taurus symbol, the earth, you know what I'm saying? The block being in that cube, that Saturn, speaking of the Saturn-Moon matrix. Ain't nothing wrong with it, you know what I'm saying? Got the Scorpio, energy with the water. You know what I'm saying? All the fixed signs: Leo, Aquarius, Taurus, Scorpio with the water. Then now, I think that's the Saturn symbol. Yep, Saturn is the H, Jupiter is the 4. So yep, like Saturn, Sun, Scorpio, and then now your Saturn karmic energy, your sun sign. Scorpio brought you through that process. That process bring you into that now moment. Got the little phi, the phi ratio connected to the physical experience. You know, everything's shaped with the phi shape. Oh, and now it's the vibrating again, y'all. It's kind of backwards. This is, a little epic. But yeah. Yep, and just a regular little epic lifestyles right here. Seeing right now more than ever too with this Aries energy, as I'm showing y'all these pictures, and I just thought about it, like, because we get in that mode of like, because I keep it real, like when presenting a video, you know what I'm saying, or just any type of thing, you want to present it like, hey, you don't want to be like floating too much, you know what I'm saying, just, like, because I think about myself when watching a video, it's like, what am I looking for in this video, and getting precise to the information, or, you know what I'm saying? But in most cases, my live now videos is more so like a vibe, but with a stream of information, I do my best to have some type of value, like it's not going to be just, like I'm not here to entertain on just on, I'm just here to entertain y'all. Like, like it'll have it, it could be entertaining because I'm not gonna be boring or monotonish about it to some extent, because I got my moments when I'm, What's up, Strong Eagle? Yeah, it's but yeah, like that's what I was gonna say, like having to remember, like for me though, this is a me thing, and I don't, a perspective that I have about this, in which you don't want to be too selfish. Like, say for instance, with your, with whatever goods or services you provide or whatever it is that you do, you don't want to be too selfish to the extreme. At the same time, like, say for instance, whether like this is my YouTube channel, like, and like say for instance with something that's yours, like why would you ever like I'm gonna be robotic, like I'm working for somebody on my YouTube channel? Like, no, fuck that, you know what I'm saying? Like, but you just have to be aware, because sometimes, you know what I'm saying, little shit like that. But there is a balance, just because it is my YouTube channel, I could do what I want. That doesn't mean I'm just gonna throw anything at y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the thing. It doesn't mean like I'm gonna just put syrup on anything and call it pancakes. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that was on Juice, what movie that was on. Samuel Jackson said something about can't just pour syrup on the shit and call it pancake. You know what I'm saying? I ain't just pouring syrup on anything. Being like, hey everybody, come get your waffles. There's another one right here too. Is there a heaven for a real crystal? It was no thought that went into that. That's another thing too. Like with my rational, like sometimes I have a little logic present when I do something, but for the most part, like I like, cause my logic, I have my logic in the realm of my studies. You know what I'm saying? So I'm being logical when I'm organizing notes and studying this and studying that. When I get to art, that's like my moment to like, all right, left brain. You know what I'm saying? Like, and even with, I find that like finding that way to move through your cycles of like, like balancing again your logic, what you like to do that stimulates your left brain and what you like to do that stimulates your right brain. But again, because I stimulate my left brain a lot with the whole organization and things of that nature, writing and stuff like that, when it comes to drawing, I kind of do my best to just like I ain't even trying to like think. Hence like with my designs started with with the crystal wrap, and it's like I'm freestyling, like I'm not trying to look at nobody else videos particularly and see every little intricate. Like I just need to make sure it's secure and make sure it looks beautiful to me. But more so like with me making it for as a functional wise, it's like let me make sure it's secure. But again, like I'm not trying to overthink my art. Like that's no play. My left brain is in most cases is not invited to my art session to some extent, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't worked with the phenakite or herkimas in a minute. I ain't had a piece of phenakite in a minute. And be honest with you, phenakite is one of my favorite crystals. That and I know why. I think phenakite is like cheating, and that's why. Because crystals can be enablers too. You have to keep it real about that. Where you could be working with a crystal and it's helping alleviate a certain energy or alleviate like you feeling a certain energy. But again, like if you don't take the necessary actions to change it, it's going to keep happening. But again, because you got the phenakite on, although it keep happening, you don't feel that bad. And hence why you see, because that's why I had to realize the beauty of pain. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I had to get there myself, because sometimes it did feel like people like, I'm like, them people who talk about you got to go through pain, just people who like to just like pain or just like, hurting or getting into shit or, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, it's just toxic people grabbing on to, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a toxic energy or entity using, this as a maxim, as a spiritual maxim, you know what I'm saying? Like, it takes pain, you know what I'm saying? But, again, like without pain, you know what I'm saying? Like you wouldn't know, like you'd be sitting in some bullshit and like, again, like sitting in some hot water, boiling, about to die if you didn't have no pain receptors. Like, like having pain receptors to let you know, like, oh shit, this water is about to boil to the point where my bodysuit is going to shut down. You know what I'm saying? So I need to hop out of this water. Because that's the thing. Like, picture that, like being able to, like, where you don't feel things, where you boiling, even though you're not feeling, your body is being bald, you know what I'm saying? And when it's done, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you ain't feel nothing. Yeah, so I feel good. Like, ain't nothing, you know what I'm saying? Like, but now all of a sudden, like, wait, why? It's like because it's the feeling, you know what I'm saying? You gotta have a little bit of pain, you know what I'm saying? That was on To Your Eternity too. He talked about having So to your eternity, well, let's just get straight to the point. He had a bodysuit that couldn't feel things. So he couldn't. So the problem, and they said that like the problem with that bodysuit was that he couldn't pick up on what others were feeling. You know what I'm saying? Like he didn't really have empathy in essence because he couldn't feel what others was going through. You know what I'm saying? And he would end up getting harmed very badly because he would, take painful hits and keep going, you know what I'm saying, not realizing it, you know what I'm saying? So he was like that body wasn't good for him. But again, on To Your Eternity, again, that's an anime, but the orb, like his first body was he come across a dog and then he end up embodying a dog. You know what I'm saying? Literally, it's dope because it literally is like the no thing going through the human through the experience, like learning from not even being able to talk or do anything to being able to talk, walk, you know what I'm saying? So and To Your Eternity, the orb was also learning through stimulation, like whatever was stimulated, whether it was pain or happiness, it would have like a learning aha moment from it, and grow, from that point on, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, the pain is definitely, you know what I'm saying? It definitely serves a purpose. Finding that balance to appreciate it, without keeping yourself in pain, because that's another thing too. To the same notion, it's like, some of us have a pain threshold that's so strong that we don't realize that we're in some shit that we need to move around from or whatever. But because we're so tough, we just kind of like, you know what I'm saying? But, I realized like that with pain, your pain threshold and ability to alchemize things is two gifts that could also, become toxic, if like you like we're taking advantage of those gifts in essence. Like, because with alchemy, turning lead to gold or turning shit to gold, you know what I'm saying? You you won't you'll settle for certain things because you could turn it to gold, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't have to get the best thing because I could turn this into gold, so you gotta watch yourself because you may settle when you really don't mean to. Like you might want the nice thing or whatever the case may be, but you kind of settle because you got that, because you're so nice with the alchemy. Like you could turn a fucking box outside into a 10-story mansion, you know what I'm saying? Metaphysics, you know what I'm saying, imagination, physics, however, you know what I'm saying. But uh that's that alchemy energy. So again, you could also be prone to kind of just situations that you should leave, you just kind of sit in them still, like trying to alchemize it, you know what I'm saying? And then the same thing with the pain threshold. It's a blessing to have a strong pain threshold, like to get tattoos or go through painful things. But also the flip side to that, you need to be aware that of like when if you're just sitting in situations where you need to move around and you're still there because your pain threshold is so strong, you could kind of take it regardless, you know what I'm saying? So it's like that's two gifts that could, definitely work against you on that level too. See, homeless to bed, yeah. Yep. I mean, I ain't even gonna get into that, man. Teach it on, man. I ain't even gonna. I ain't even gonna go there on old Tyler, but yeah. it been a second, strong eagle. Now, yeah, Tartini. That's why I'm like, because even with that, it's like I could even sense that you was just making an example. That's why I'm like, because that's a me situation. If I would have got all into it, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, strong ego. I feel it coming back on with this Aries energy. You know what I'm saying? Tapping in with the running. Cause that also like is, just the act of it, you know what I'm saying? Again, like does so much metaphysically, you know what I'm saying? Again, with long distance running, that endurance energy, that whole marathon vibe, making sure you last the marathon. And so before I go, just also a little dabble into, some astrology things coming up. Again, working with the Labradorite moonstone and the Feldspar Trinity and the connection with the Saturn-Moon matrix. Again, the sodium crystals connecting with the water and the moon energy, the calcium crystals connecting with the bones, the DNA, RNA, and the Saturn energy. So no coincidence is like, oh, those crystals are just made up. And again, we're not out here trying to prove nothing to nobody anyway. Again, like all that matters first and foremost, you just need to prove it to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like once you got it, that you know what I'm saying. After that, it's a plus, a benefit that somebody else could learn. You know what I'm saying? But you just need to get it. But tapping into that. But also with the Feldspar Trinity, the Feldspar Trinity and the Saturn-Moon matrix, and then again like tying that into also the hippocampus, and the whole magnetite thing. And let me. But then, because I think about, we talk about the crystal, you know what I'm saying? I think about my little intro, you know what I'm saying? Like the dark crystal, you know what I'm saying? The little movie, The Dark Crystal. And then also, you got the which is not a crystal, but you do have the nigrous substantias, like the little melanated black matter inside the brain, you know what I'm saying? And then you have the hippocampus, though. And the hippocampus, again, actually has real crystals in it. Your hippocampus has magnetite crystals in it. And I'll post a picture after this. I was going to post it beforehand, but I'll do a post on the YouTube channel of just the video I done on this and showing a picture of the hippocampus and the magnetite. And, getting into the etymology of it too, how that points out, again, hippocampus, you know what I'm saying? And what I tied it to in that video was also with, so bam, the hippocampus, because say for instance, the Saturn-Moon matrix and this Feldspar Trinity has a lot to deal with, our subconscious and dealing with our soul and our karmic energy and how we transition into our next life, you know what I'm saying? And whether you transition into reincarnating or you transition into leaving from this realm, you know what I'm saying? But seeing how the Feldspar Trinity the Feldspar Trinity with the Moon and Saturn energy connection and transitioning, and then with the hippocampus connected to PTSD. So the hippocampus is connected to PTSD and previous lives. And PTSD and previous lives is also connected to transitioning, going through the death process. And again, your hippocampus deals with PTSD and previous lives, and no coincidence that this part of the brain is called the hippocampus, and there was a hippo god called Taweret in Kemet or Egypt that actually was one of the gods of dealing with the transitioning process. You know what I'm saying? So when somebody transition, they would connect with Taweret. Now it gets deeper, you know what I'm saying, because you got different factions in Egypt and stuff like that. Hence why we look to Egypt, because we see where some of the Samaria too, but like some of the earliest beefs kind of started, because like, oh, we got this god of that, we got this god, you see all these different gods of that, because you got Anubis, Taweret, you got the one with the crocodile head, you know what I'm saying? But again, seeing how mythology is anatomy by law, you know what I'm saying? You think of the reincarnation process, or more so like, again, like the karmic energy and reincarnation process. Again, I brought up that energy, and I'm bringing it up in this video again. Like, again, the bones is the Saturn energy. The bones produce the blood. The blood is the Mars energy. You know what I'm saying? So literally in your body, you got a mythological story that lets you know that Saturn most likely gave birth to Mars in some way, form, or fashion. You know what I'm saying? Or, gave birth to that energy, or more primordial to that energy as well, too. You know what I'm saying? But, you see that going on within the body, you know what I'm saying? And no coincidence, again, with the bones creating, blood cells, and then also the calcium and RNA, is connected with the bone marrow. And then it's also, again, the connection with with the bones and Saturn and karmic energy and your RNA and DNA. And again, our RNA, DNA, our RNA is literally, like, in so many words, the RNA is like a microcosmic constellation, you know what I'm saying? It's like a microcosmic galaxy or star field, you know what I'm saying? And with any of this, it's about navigation through our own worlds, and it's about having access to our whole being, having access to all our DNA, all of our genes, all of our genius, you know what I'm saying? And again, hence why when we have certain blockages, it prevents us from going into certain spaces or being whole, because we're not able to act. What a blockage mean? If I'm blocked, if there's a blockage right here, that means energy is blocked from, like something is not connecting, you know what I'm saying? Because if you block, then you're not able to connect, you know what I'm saying? So see how the removal of blockages kind of, again, helps the whole situation. There's something I was going to get to with that, but and that's what I was going to say, the story from the Judy K. King book, Great Balls of Fire, in her little lecture where she was showing the whole connection with DNA and RNA in the game of baseball and Thoth. So basically, certain mythological stories of Thoth literally lines up with the process of how RNA operates. You know what I'm saying? Like exactly. And again, it's like, and you see reason why we tie in all of these things, because it's no coincidence, So it's like you have RNA operating exactly like Thoth did in a mythological story. Oh, that's just a coincidence. That's just, the moon and Saturn matrix, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just a coincidence, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, it's just a coincidence that sodium and calcium and potassium happens to mostly be in feldspars, and that those crystals mostly help with the subconscious, and that, like, oh, it's just a coincidence, like, and like, and reason why I'm going through this whole little expression as an example is showing you though, like, how crazy it would sound to say that is a coincidence. Hence why when we're doing things to prove things to ourselves, we're doing our research, you know what I'm saying? The fact that we know there aren't any coincidences, like this is synchronicity. So when we see these, what some may call quote unquote coincidences lining up and all this information, that, it like makes it like, builds the strength of it being a truth, you know what I'm saying? In that sense of it, you see on multiple levels, like, all right, this has truth to it, I think that's just Moonstone in general, West Combs. What's up, Miss Angie? Peace, peace. Miss Human. I think that's you, huh? Miss Angela. Shout out to Canada. Much love to the Canadian fam. Detoxing does help to clear blockages, but depending on what it is, it may not be, it may not do it completely by itself, or it may take longer. The process may take longer to clear the blockage, with detoxing. But detoxing definitely helps to heal blockages, because I think of, like, you could detox, but if you have a certain subconscious, fixated program, you're going to be geared towards going towards it, whether you're clean or not. But when you're clean, not only you're aware, like, you're able to be aware, like, wait, this seems like it's some type of subconscious programming. So, like, you're more aware to observe it. You're less attached to it, so you can observe it. So, like, you're kind of like, instead of like being in it like it's you, you kind of like able to, like, all right, view it, and observe. So, and hence why detoxing, or like just being healthy, doing whatever is healthy for your being is promoted, first and foremost. Because again, like, at any rate, put it like this: if a person don't know math and they can't read, they could at least eat healthy. You know what I'm saying? They could at least consume things healthy. So that's why that's just the easiest go-to, you know what I'm saying, first and foremost, because it is effective. Because again, once a person becoming more clear, that's how it helped me. Like, it was baby steps too, because I started with, I call myself, like, my little stop eating meat. I was still eating eggs to some extent, but I was getting like egg soup and vegetable soups from the Chinese spot. I'm like, all right, instead of all this Taco Bell and all this fried food and all this, like, let me just start getting some little, cause it was weaning myself. Cause again, I'm from Louisiana, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, my soul chose to come down into Louisiana, where some of the best cooks in the world, regardless of what other people may think. Great cooks when it comes to your taste bud. You're not talking about health. It's not, again. But, in those stages, weaning myself with the little egg, the egg soup, the veggies, and again, like, helping to clean out. It kind of just allows for you to be more aware of yourself, you know what I'm saying? Because I realize also how much, like, whether it's overeating or just a bunch of just artificial foods, it kind of like, it just feel like it oversaturates your ability to sense things, like you're less sensitive when you're eating all that shit, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, detoxing can help to clear blockage, but some blockages are again things that may need to be dealt with energetically, but you can, because like I did the video about working with herbs and doing things on a physical level, instead of like trying to go in the astral plane and actually, what I'm saying, deal with some energies on the astral level on that, like you're dealing with parasitic energies like face to face on the astral level, you could actually just deal with it on a physical level. Like just by you detoxing and doing all these things, you're creating an energy field within your body that makes it hard or almost impossible for certain things to attach. You know what I'm saying? So, the detoxing definitely comes in. Yep. Tina T. Have a good night. Yeah, the junk food. Oh yeah, man. Like shit. We done. But for me, I'm genuinely at a place like, cause I have those moments, and I instantly feel like that shit. It's like that moment where you thought you was gonna get something good. It's like, man, that shit wasn't what I thought it was gonna be. You know what I'm saying? Like, in the sense of like, I have reached that stage where I just rather eat healthier because I love the end results. You know what I'm saying? I love the end results more than I love reminiscing, because I eat something old. Like I remember eating some chips, that we used to eat growing up. You know what I'm saying? Not the healthiest, you know what I'm saying? And as I'm saying this, I'm not condoning, I'm not telling nobody how to eat or none of this, but it is what it is. You know, like eating them chips and literally like the first two bites, maybe the first three little like, oh shit, that's so reminiscent. The fourth one, it just felt like you're gonna feel bad, like, because I done got used to being able to stay flexible. I done got used to, not feeling grog. I done got used to not having to go to the doctor and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So when I do eat those little like things that's toxic, it's like, all right, it wasn't worth it. You know what I'm saying? So in most cases, some cases it is, but it's only worth it in some cases if you like, when it's a super special occasion. You know what I'm saying? I'm that being where I do believe in like, again, it's more mental than it is, physical. So it's all about, again, the strength of your mind. You know what I'm saying? What brings you, peace. Some people don't deal with the air element is strong, so they don't care about always being super mentally sharp and clear and all these things. Some people just like, I just want to love and have a sensual experience in my now moment, and that doesn't mean that they trying to be stuck here or stay here, but just some people just just operate on that frequency. You know what I'm saying? Where it's just like, hey, give me the good food, give me the more sensual experiences and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But because I feel like there is there's a time and a place. But again, it's just all on what you find is best for you. Yeah. And before we go, that the finances being something that's also, like having to adapt, financially, I mean, on my channel, you know what I'm saying, because I don't talk about nothing I'm not well versed in, you know what I'm saying, so I don't get too deep into the cryptocurrency and stuff of that nature, but I have spoken on it, you know what I'm saying. But we are in that space where things is about to shift. I even peeped the little omens dealing with the bank, and I'm like, all right, maybe that's a hint, hint, wink, wink. You know what I'm saying? That some things about to shift with the banking systems. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's also mentioned as far as when Pluto changed signs as well. Because I want to say Pluto is in Aquarius, just entered Aquarius today, if I'm not mistaken. In most cases, when Pluto makes like a change of sign, in most cases, it's something that affects like banks and stuff like that too. But with the banking energy, it's being affected by the North Node and South Node, and the nodes are in Scorpio and Taurus. Taurus deals with not only but one of the main things is the second house energy, Taurus energy. So that's like abundance and how you deal with your finances and material with yourself. And Scorpio is like shared abundance, like how you share abundance and deal with it with somebody else. You know what I'm saying? But that's the North Node, South Nodes. And what was a perspective too, what I thought about is like, that's interesting. That mean like the children that's being born right now are dealing with karmic energy, you know what I'm saying, of like, and let me see, I don't know which one, I don't have it written down, which one is the north and which one is the south. But just in general, whether the Scorpio is the north or the south or Taurus the north or the south, just in general, is some type of karmic energy. They're dealing with finances, you know what I'm saying? So whatever the souls, the children, the little souls coming in right now, you know what I'm saying? They dealing with some financial karmic situations, you know what I'm saying? And they being born also while Uranus is in Taurus, and Uranus is also changing the way we deal with, money and material things as well, So you got that energy coming up. And with astrology, again, just think about it as a navigational tool. There's no extreme, because again, astrology in so many words is also like the archon energies, you know what I'm saying? Like they could be like, like in the stories of like things that was trying to like rule over people, you know what I'm saying? Because again, you don't want to let no like Mars dictate everything you do to extreme, or the moon dictate everything you do to the extreme, you know what I'm saying? Like, but that, because even now, that's the energy, like, a lot of us dealing with, the Saturn energy, you know what I'm saying? The Saturn energy very prominent right now as we're, like on those little last cleansing, wiping down karmic energies, you know what I'm saying? And other reasons why the Saturn energy coming up too, you know what I'm saying? Because I've been catching some little signs about that when I think about what it is, King from the Ant-Man movie. And matter of fact, that's funny. Damn, it's some type of ritual. I don't get deep into these things, but so the cat who played again, whatever the character name, King, something King. But and somebody type it in if y'all remember. What's the antagonist on the new Ant-Man movie, Quantumania? But he plays in that Marvel movie, And then he also played on the Loki Marvel show. You know, it wasn't a movie, but it's a spinoff from the movies. But he played on a Loki Marvel show as the like the being who was in charge of time. You know, so he was like the being that was in charge of time on there, and he wasn't considered king. You know what I'm saying? Then he was on the Ant-Man, and then you got so I forgot that actor's name. He played on Lovecraft Country too. But so you got him playing in two different characters in Marvel. And then also Michael Jordan. Not y'all know what I'm talking about. He played Killmonger in Black Panther's Marvel movie. Then he also played the Flame On from the Fantastic Four, whichever one is the Flame person out of the Fantastic Four. Michael Jordan played that character too. You know what I'm saying? So they both played two. Because usually that don't happen where the same actor plays like two different Marvel characters in essence. And no coincidence, which I don't get all into the stuff, but I saw them having some little pictures all hugged up together and stuff like that. To each his own on your sexual orientation, you know, and all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? We know what it is and what it ain't in this realm. As far as to each his own on your lifestyle, we just know the promotion of that is the promotion of not continuing life in essence, but again, looking at it from the perspective of like how the government promotes it. You know what I'm saying? Like they trying to program you. Somebody living their life, that's just a person living their life. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why not let that person be? They ain't doing nothing to me. They ain't, you know what I'm saying? Compared though to the schools trying to indoctrinate little children. Like, yeah, hey, you should, it's like, you should be free to be whatever it is that you want. You know what I'm saying? Just understanding that with that whole system, because that's the difference. Like if I could just tell a child to, hey, show love to everybody. Like I don't have to have a day to, and it goes to any of the situation, you know, like it don't have to be a day just for quote unquote black people, a day for quote unquote women, a day for quote unquote gay people, a day for, learn to not judge anybody. Just to have a learn to not judge anybody day. You know what I'm saying? That way you're not, you know what I'm saying? And I'm, you know, if you were really just trying to make it about like, hey, just appreciating and not judging people, just have a not judging people day. You ain't gotta wave nobody flags gotta be waving. There's no judgment day. You know what I'm saying? Yep, right. But yeah, the whole financial thing with the nodes after that ran. Again, dealing with the finances and abundance and the changes in that energy, you know, it's gonna be prominent right now this year, moving forward, you know what I'm saying? And then also this not just the Aries energy in this moment, but then also Chiron in Aries as well, you know? Because Chiron is the wounded healer. You know, Chiron usually spends what, like 50 to 52 years. No, wait. Sorry. Chiron takes 50 to 52 years to make its return. But it takes 7 to 8 years to transit through a zodiac sign. So let's see. Last time Chiron was in Aries was 1968 to 1977. And matter of fact, like seeing this as like, like these are ways for you to also like tap in and see like, all right, like in like 1968, 1977, see how, that transit affected things in that moment, you know what I'm saying? And bring forth like clarity at operating with it right now. But just in general, this energy again speaks to healing war wounds. Like a lot of us is gonna be healing a lot of our karmic war wounds, you know what I'm saying? Now again, everything ain't all good. Of course, there's gonna be some people using that energy to promote, more duality and more war, you know what I'm saying? But again, it with Chiron, the healer, in Aries, it's gonna be healing a lot of war wounds. So a lot of wounds and traumas of conflict, a lot of wounds and trauma that just in generally comes from, reincarnating in this realm. You know what I'm saying? And again, like literally like this graphic Feldspar, you know what I'm saying, and the whole Saturn-Moon thing, you know what I'm saying? And like, healing those deep wounds. All, all connected, because for the most part too, that's like the war wounds and the traumatic wounds in essence, like, yeah, like our past lives on a human level is just a reflection of, before that, you know what I'm saying? So like our, quote unquote war wounds and wounds of trauma and conflict that we dealing with, this is super ancient, like again, before energy had bodies type of shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, like literally like just, orbs of consciousness type of, things like again, like we're healing on a multi-dimensional level. It's not just on some past life human stuff, you know what I'm saying? Because whatever our past life human stuff was just a reflection of what, what we was going through, cycling through before having a strong, a sturdy human body. If you looking for literature that kind of speaks to that, Rudolf Steiner book, Cosmic Memory, you know what I'm saying? It kind of gives a breakdown of like, beings going from, like not having, hard bodies to having a harder body, like basically like kind of speaking on that process, But again, ultimately, it's developing, the type of questioning where you could do this for yourself as well, in essence, you know what I'm saying? Where you ain't gotta, again, do too much reading. You catch one aha moment, you kind of could get into others, without having to, get too deep into reading. Because I feel like it is a balance with reading. I feel like reading, ultimately, I feel like to get the real truths, like, for example, to get the real truths when I'm connecting with spirit guides, ancestors, different aspects of me, my inner, the inner being that I am, because that's another thing too that's coming up. Like also a lot of us are gonna realize that we're more advanced than how some of the spiritual thing, like some of these spiritual things is actually like slowing you down more than it's helping you. You know what I'm saying? That's why I always be balanced about how much I promote books. You know what I'm saying? It's like, man, some of these beings coming out here, man, they could write 10 of these books that we trying to quote. You know what I'm saying? Like they got information that could smash these books. So why would I be trying to tell them to read it almost, because again, like some of this shit is also, I mean, it is what it is. It is spells automatically, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, sometimes it feels that way. It's almost like you're locking yourself into too many spells. We're dealing with too many books, you know what I'm saying? But again, it's all on perspective, you know. Reading is not locking you down. Like, oh, you read something. Now you like, no, you know what I'm saying? But it does have an energy of, and I realize when it's out of balance, you know, because for the most part, what you're reading, like us reading books more so, and I, you know, on a deeper level, reading books is just more so a physical personification of you being in a space where you're actually actualizing this, you know, information fully with the intuition and the logic, you know, because honestly, you could still get the full like intuition, like clear cognizance. You could get something and know it's true without having to read a book, you know what I'm saying? Like you just know what's up, you know, you could sense and know like, oh shit, this is real, you know. But yeah. What's up? But just getting back to the Chiron and Aries. Matter of fact, I done got bougie, man. I can't stand plastic bottles of water no more. Bougie. Why not be bougie? As long as I'm not being bougie to a toxic level where I'm like harming millions of others to drink out of a glass, you know, that's different, you know what I'm saying? But if I just want, you know, drinking out of a glass don't hurt nobody and it's helpful and healthy for me, why not? But yeah, with this Aries energy, again, Chiron and Aries, we're gonna be tapping into like the energy of like how to keep authenticity and independence while still being a part of a group. A lot of us is gonna be dealing with that energy, you know what I'm saying? Dealing with how was your individuality wounded? Like, you know, like how was your individuality wounded? You know, some of us have those little inner child wounds where, you know, your individuality, your uniqueness was wounded because you always had to move with a group or move under somebody else's whim. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you never felt like you had a chance to kind of express yourself individually. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like that's also what this experience is on some level, on a, you know, on a deeper level. Of course, there is a lot of shit, you know, going on, you know what I'm saying? And there's levels to this, you know what I'm saying? It's deeper than just the simple aspect of it. But I was gonna say, like a part of this, you know, experience is also to just see how it feels to have an individual experience. You know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, you know, I am source everything forever. Like, let me have the experience where I could sense a sort of individual experience, still be connected to the whole and, you know, who I am on a bigger level, but, you know, like have an individual experience, you know. But yeah, like, because again, if you always moved in a hive mind or you always moved in a collective, you know what I'm saying? At some point wanting that individual experience, you know. But again, we realize like it ain't about extremes, like, all right, I don't have my individual experience. All right, I don't want to get too extreme into it, let's find a way to balance that out with the collective again. You know what I'm saying? But balance it with the collective again, harmonize it, one not owning the other, you know what I'm saying, per se. Then you got also healing anger issues and letting go of anger. And we say healing anger issues. This is also mainly accepting anger. What's funny is it's not like trying to suppress it. It's actually trying to like let your anger, be expressed. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, and right now, a lot of masculine beings, a lot of just energy in general of like people testing each other iron. You know what I'm saying? So be aware to not getting caught in no foolishness. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, just embracing the anger, you know what I'm saying? Tapping in on that level, and then also facing all of ourselves, like facing our strengths and our weaknesses, like, or embracing. Mostly we always in most cases gonna lean towards embracing our strengths. So in most cases, like, the energy of embracing our weaknesses, because the Chiron energy, the wounded healer, is like, hey, embrace the the wholeness of your Aries expression, to embrace, the positive and the negative to the one or Aries expression, that energy. And then Jupiter in Aries should be conjunction with Chiron. That's going to also be, again, like expanding, like, Jupiter is like ideals, spiritual information, you know what I'm saying? Knowledge. It's the sign of like teaching, learning through spirituality, learning through expansion. And again, Aries deals with the head energy, you know what I'm saying? So we also gonna have a lot of focus on the mental area, the brain area. Some of us are gonna be finding a lot of mental stimulation right now, looking for a lot of mental stimulation. Damn, that makes sense. That's what it feel like. I swear, it feel like the water is. Damn, that is so crazy. Cause it ain't that like, but I'm just laughing though, cause it's like shit. It's like literally that's what it tastes like. It's like when I drink water out of glass, it's like it's open. It's like like when I drink water out of a plastic bottle, it feel like somebody like got the water in a chokehold or something. Like the water is like been smothered. You know what I'm saying? Like literally. So that's funny how you could like feel that in the taste of it. For real. that's real though. Right. Right. That's basically basically it. Again, the Saturn-Moon matrix in connection with the Feldspar Trinity. Anybody got any questions about that? The Feldspar Trinity, the Saturn-Moon matrix, then also the connection with the Hippocampus. And again, the Hippocampus has the magnetite crystals in it. Matter of fact, I got my big lodestone right here. Matter of fact, this is a treasure. Most you don't find a lodestone this big. It's bigger than the palm of my hand. You know, and test it out. It ain't no fake. Oh, got the magnetic hematites. Okay. And also, got the serpentine that also has chalcopyrite and lodestone or magnetite in it. And also, you know, crystals and the way they grow near each other also tell the story. Again, like Saturn-Moon matrix, smoky quartz growing with feldspar. You know, and smoky quartz are black crystals in most cases all connect to Saturn energy, you know, as root chakra, you know, because Saturn indirectly is also like earth energy, because, you know, Saturn is responsible for your ass reincarnating back into earth. So in essence, it is the earth energy, you know, and Saturn, you know, with the whole, what it is, well, with the connection to, again, like the quote unquote like black box, you know, again being in the and literally black box, you know what I'm saying? No disrespect to the divine feminine at all. You know, as we know, box could be used as a different slang terminology, you know what I'm saying? Like, and as a reminder, you know, again, like, I'm here learning just as much as the next. I don't know it all. I do not know everything there is to know. I speak from a place of what I've experienced, you know, what knowledge and wisdom I learned. Or, and if it ain't my knowledge or wisdom, I'll be like, hey, check out, you know, this person or this person said this, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a reference who it was or whatever, but, you know, I'm definitely not the know-it-all, you know. Yep. And this Tina T say you got people in Natchitoches pad. All right. As a matter of fact, that's something that's gonna be coming to life too, as you said, that like the energies that are mostly represented in certain states, literally like states of being, but like, you know, Louisiana, you know, it's more of like the Venus energy, you know what I'm saying? Like, again, like noticing the planetary energies, because again, like these are considered like the quote unquote, like the whole battle with the gods, the new gods and the old god, you know, like that whole energy, you know what I'm saying? It's like these planetary energies, you know what I'm saying? AKA like gods trying to rule, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I'm Saturn and today you gonna be responsible about this, you know what I'm saying? And it's like again, the Christ energy, the 13 energy, was like becoming masterful and stepping outside of those, the 12 disciplines or the 12 disciples, you know what I'm saying? The 12 zodiac signs. Let's see. And then also right now, it's also a little energy, be honest with you, Saturn and Neptune and Pisces, some dream come true energy, you know what I'm saying? It's some energy to, like, Saturn is helping Neptune to stay disciplined, in essence. Is like, because Neptune is in Pisces, so Neptune got a little help. So Neptune is going to be, tapping into, the imagination, tapping into, those dreams, the things that seem unimaginable, that essence, it because it's with Pisces, it has a little strength. So with Saturn involved, Saturn is not necessarily dampening the energy. It's more so coming in to create like a little stability. You know what I'm saying? Saturn, like, hey, we're gonna structure this a little bit so you could actually, really manifest this. Because again, through going through the ups and downs of, all the different forms of experiencing, are dealing with manifestation, all the different science approaches and perspectives you could take, I realize, again, it's the balance of, you want to visualize, and we are very magnetic. I can say that, that's the thing, is to, be present and trust that, things are gonna kind of, in essence, come to you. And it's a balance. It's like not come to you to the extreme, like where all you have to do is just sit in one place and never go anywhere and everything's gonna come to you, but literally, like, it comes to you, you take necessary actions, but it'll be in alignment. And what it really is, I feel like we all, in essence, is just continuously, understanding our cycles and seeing how to, operate, plan things, and maneuver through our own little ups and downs, our own little cycles, you know what I'm saying? Like learning how to navigate your own waters, like that's the thing, Matter of fact, One Piece, I don't know if y'all familiar with the anime One Piece, you know what I'm saying? But literally, you're navigating your inner seas, inner and outer. You're navigating your inner and outer seas to return to one piece, like peacefulness. To navigating your seas to return to one piece, and navigating the seas to return in one piece. Lots of people like, hey, return in one piece now. You know what I'm saying? But yep, navigating through our own, inner worlds, inner space, and again, inner and outer. It's not one extreme. I may post those little clips, cause sometimes it be taking too much. But I post the little clips. Matter of fact, the interview collab video I did with the Bridge of Ra, but speaking to, again, there were beings who went internally to the extreme and end up burning from the inside out. Like they were so internal, they end up like, and again, like that most likely may be, a very old being. This is also connected to the story in Legion, the show Legion, though, from X-Men, But Legion had this parasite that been with him since a child, you know, and he was like an ancient mutant, but he ain't had no body no more. You know, and literally like that story is coming up, like these ancient beings who did some shit and they lost their body and became parasitic. So you know, and hence why I help us to know these dynamics, because you know, like what if you find out like the parasitic energy is actually your uncle or your auntie or your, you know what I'm saying? Because literally, like what we, you know what I'm saying, when I think about like, you know, like literally what's on a deeper level, hence why, you know, I ain't gonna, you know, but it's one being dealing with itself, you know, because in essence, that's what you know, like think about schizophrenia. And I done spoke to this before, you know. I did a video, one of my psychedelic videos, most likely, because it was on a trip, and I remember like having a trip where I was seeing like, damn, like, you know, there's a part of source energy that has like a schizophrenic energy to it too, you know what I'm saying, and it makes up, you know, makes up all these characters or turns itself into all these characters when it's just dealing with itself the whole time, you know what I'm saying. You know, you know, imagine, you know what I'm saying, playing all these characters with yourself, you know, by yourself forever. You know, but let's not, you know what I'm saying, we ain't there yet. We here now. All right. But where was I? I forgot what was the last thing I was speaking. Anybody remember the last little thing? And go on tangents. And again, in this new year, man, it's very important to love yourself. Matter of fact, cause that's gonna be the main theme right now too. The you know, the universe in essence is like, you know, like, hey y'all, get that self-care in. Have all these planets in Aries, so the focus could be on taking care of yourself and in so many ways too, taking care of your, again, like Aries, the head area, taking care of yourself, take care of your mental. It's like saying, like, before we get deep into 2003, 2004, 2005, you know, we gotta be really, you know what I'm saying, on our shit, you know what I'm saying. Like, cause as much as I, again, like we laugh and joke, you know, it is some, you want to be, you know, aware of what's going on some level, you know, not just like being extremely optimistic with your head in the sand type of thing, you know. Which I feel like, you know, even right now, you know, a lot of us where we are right now, you know, you're either in those final moments of being in a space that you're about to leave, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know, but basically just like where we're, you know, starting to connect you know, get more in alignment with what people, places, and things are best for our now moment, you know. And yeah, being aware of like what people, places, and things I'm having to break out of that habit. It's like finish off what you're trying to say instead of trying to go to the next thing. Tina T. Look, what's understood don't need to be explained. When I say something on when I say anything, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not excluded. This is not a channel of, you know what I'm saying, like I'm doing everything that you not, you know what I'm saying? Now again, of course there's different levels of growth, you know, different types of beings and how we grow and all this different stuff, you know what I'm saying? But for the most part, yeah, when I express things, I'm, you know, it's me too. Like literally. Like hence why I don't be like you know, like how I used to be, like a lot of videos back to back, which it may kind of increase off of the strength of like just still doing like little videos where I just have a little clear cognizant moment and I just, you know, shoot from the hip, you know, with something that I could shoot from the hip and kind of fully explain, you know what I'm saying, where something that could be, you know, bam, like given and proper, you know, fully digest, cool. But for the most part, like that's why I had to slow down, because it's like, all right, I gotta make sure I'm applying, you know what I'm saying? And not that I wasn't, but you can get caught up in that, like, all right, let me make videos for the people, let me make videos for the people. It's like, wait, hold on, fool, like, you know, YouTube, you don't get paid by YouTube no more. With like, you gotta, you know what I'm saying? You gotta make sure, you know what I'm saying, you take care of yourself on all levels. You know what I'm saying? And much love and much love and blessings, much love and presence to any and all donations, but most importantly, just as important, let's just say, just much love and presence to anybody who has, connected, you know, in the live videos, y'all participating like you're doing right now, you know, just simply sharing a video or pressing the like button, commenting, you know, like all that, man, you know, just the whole interaction and keeping the space flowing, keeping that energy, you know what I'm saying? Keeping it moving, you know, I greatly appreciate it. And I appreciate y'all for, being patient with me, because in essence, you know, like for me, compared to like when I first started my YouTube channel, like the last 2 years feel like a break in essence, you know, like compared to like when I used to do videos, like these last 2 years been like literally like a break. Like I ain't been doing videos like how I used to do them, you know. It was like literally like that's all I do. It was like literally, if I wasn't working at my job, I'm taking care of myself, doing videos and giving me that my little social moment. So I connect with, you know, little soul fam, doing my videos, and I'm taking care of myself and working. Like that was, you know. But like, yeah, it was like, you know, you know, not say too extreme on a toxic level, but, you know, 'cause that's something, you know, I always, you know, speaking of right now, and a lot of us, you know, following our dreams, doing what we love, you know, I always love to share my perspective, you know, as a little child growing up, you know what I'm saying? Again, like loving to make my own I would make like little radio tapes, and I would like play little songs, and then also talk over them like I was a radio host. So like I'm listening to probably recorded a Michael Jackson song. And I remember I had a Ninja Turtles, man. The Ninja Turtles had like a rap album that came from like one of their movies or something like that. I don't know, that's way left field, but it's just going in my childhood. That's how much I valued that tape. But like taking those little songs and record them, and then I like talk over them and stuff like that. But long story short, like I just value, like, you know, like sharing my voice through things, and just seeing the uniqueness of that, like how I get to listen to myself back on this recorder. Like that's so cool, you know what I'm saying? But then also just the energy of like wanting to share things that are valuable to others, you know what I'm saying? Like just wanting, you know, and also share like the type of information or knowledge that most would hide, you know what I'm saying? And that's where I was earlier, you know what I'm saying? If I didn't finish it, you know, bringing it back to, you know, also again, like the energy with the parasitic energies and going to inward, you know, and finding that balance, you know what I'm saying? Like literally, you know, I feel like that's, you know, the key in a lot of this is just making sure we're not going to, you know, staying in extremes. Because every now and then, you know what I'm saying? And bro brought this up, and again in the video, like, you know, you might, you know, every now and then you might swing to a little extreme, you know. It may be healthy to kind of have a little extreme pendulum swing every now and then, but for the most part, you know what I'm saying? You don't want it constantly straying from extreme. You know, we'll be extremely quiet over here, then I'm gonna extremely party like a rock star, then I'm extreme, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, but to some extent that is, you know, because I realized that from like a DMT trip, you know, it was like literally like going between two extremes. Because literally I'm going from the extreme of like realizing like I'm not even this bodysuit, I'm not even what they call Carl Ray, you know what I'm saying? It's like you go to the extreme of like dissolving your physical being and your ego, you know what I'm saying, to like because it goes in cycles, to get into the part of the cycle in the trip where it is grounding. Because I remember like those moments of like when going into cycles and kind of remembering like, all right, or like where it's coming down, it's like, all right, I gotta work tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, but it's like going in between the extreme of like, I joke and say like the extreme of like knowing to take out the trash, you know what I'm saying, and go to work, and I say go to work because, you know, a lot of us are getting out of that, but to each his own. But, you know, we doing our best to pull ourselves out of that system. But, you know, the extreme of remembering to take the trash out, you know what I'm saying? And to the extreme of like being a multi-dimensional being that would like laugh at what is even a trash can, or like, what is that? You know what I'm saying? But like, and hence like the shaman in essence, you know what I'm saying, is the trip sitter, or the person that helps you with that journey and helps you to integrate, you know, those two extremes you just experienced back into your now moment, you know what I'm saying? Because literally, like, that's also what the perspective of a shaman is, in that essence, you know, it has just a literal sense to it, you know what I'm saying, to a particular task, but just in the essence of it, or let's just say what some people call shaman work. Let's say it like that. What people call shaman work is literally like being able to, you know, go through those multi-dimensions, you know, like a shaman is familiar with the tricksters in between all the dimensions, you know what I'm saying? and knows how to navigate in between and all through those realms, you know what I'm saying? And so just their energy being present is kind of also like a form of like, you know, protection as well, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, the shaman again, it's like they know how to go through all those dimensions, and you know, but more so because they're also like protected through all those dimensions too. But again, like knowing how to navigate those dimensions, you know, was profound, simple but profound. It seemed like a joke, but I got the deepness of it. You know, I think of Kalinda E talking about somebody asked him like if on his mushroom journeys, if he ever been invited to like eat food on a mushroom journey, you know, and he talked about like, you know, again, like coming across certain little entities, you know, and again, like little trickster beings and stuff like that. But he was like, ultimately, he was like, no, you know, I wouldn't accept no food or nothing in my journeys. You know what I'm saying? It's like, nope. But yeah, and I'll commence and bring it in with that, you know, again, like ultimately, you know, us healing, you know, the primordial beefs between yin and yang, between masculine and feminine energies. You know what I'm saying? The future versus the past, tradition versus what's new, water and earth versus air and fire, you know what I'm saying? And it's like to not make it a versus, it's to harmonize those things, you know what I'm saying? But that's what I was gonna also bring it to too, and just understanding again like that balance, not going extremely inward, you know, going extremely inward, you know, like, oh, I'm all the knowledge and I'm going deep diving within myself and I'm just diving in myself and diving in myself, and that, you know, putting so much focus on your vessel to, again, like so much chi and focus till you might explode, you know what I'm saying? And don't even know what to do with that chi, you know? Because I realized that in the past about certain indecisive moments or certain moments where I felt like jittery or whatever, in essence, like there was a thing of like being like like I had too much, like I done charged myself too much, you know, without also without a direction of release, you know what I'm saying? So it kind of, you know, but again, like, you know, too extreme inward, you end up like exploding from the inside out, you know what I'm saying? Again, like, and that again goes into Dan Winter's videos, you know, speaking on like the ET beings or the parasitic beings, again, beings who turn parasitic due to, you know, like exploding from the inside out, you know what I'm saying? Like they were so inward, they were like trying to hold on and covet the knowledge and hide the knowledge from everybody to the extreme, to where they end up exploding from the inside out, you know what I'm saying? And then you got the external, or like the going outward, where you're going outward so much to where you just like your energy just dissipates, like where you never put nothing back into yourself. It's just all outward, like you either like consuming nothing but outward stuff, or again like you're just again, like giving, like, oh, just give, and then you end up dissipating. So you either dissipate from going too external, or you explode from going too internal. But you find that little, like the Taurus field, in and out, in and out, or it's like, going in the little tornado, middle point, out at the bottom of tornado, out in the outer regions of the Taurus field. Bam. Same thing with the microcosmic orbit and why it helps for balance. You breathe in, see the energy rise up the spine to the top, then exhale and see it come back down in the front. And that's something I say too, why I gravitated so much towards, why I gravitated so much towards, other than it being like a soul thing, with like the area of India and the area of Angkor Wat and the whole Hindu way of doing things, and connecting to, the yoga and, meditation, all that, for me and my spiritual experience, the one of the two biggest changes or shifts in my energy that I've seen came from when I started meditating. Meditation in general, from like the simply like just giving myself the moment of just silence, but then I say in conjunction with, in essence, breathing. Like when I learned pranayama breathing, and meditating, like that has been like the most effective thing, upon my journey, what I'm saying, is that, what I'm saying, and hence why I kind of lean towards that more than anything else, like even why, like again with doing spell work, or like, working with altars on that level, where I still kind of, you're still gonna do that to some extent, but it's just not the same exact way as it was traditionally shown to me. What I'm saying? Again, like, because it's like, again, like change. It's like, extremely hold on. What I'm saying, versus change. What I'm saying. And then again, it's not being extreme. Because again, traditions. Like this is the thing. It's like you want to keep traditions that are healthy for our now moment and remove the ones that aren't. There are some traditions that are toxic to this now moment. Like right now we need to be learning how to, break out of duality, not become more separate. So if there's a tradition that promotes separation more than, and again, when I say, us coming together and connected, is not the superficial, fake, nice, lovey-dovey, just hug everybody. No, but connecting with our soul fam, connecting with our groups in the line for it to grow, more to where we connect. What I'm saying? But dang, see, I know what's up with that, because there's some great gems in what I was just explaining. And speaking of memory and magnetite, lodestone, but also, that's an obvious aspect too of like how I know I be on point, with stuff. It's when something is trying to attack it, in essence, like it's like I'm on a road and all of a sudden it's like, wow, it's tough to remember it as I'm talking, like, because it's something that is very powerful. But again, swinging it back, not being extreme on traditions, let's see, not holding back on our traditions. Or should I say not holding on to our traditions, you know, in that sense of like, again, if the tradition is harmful, it needs to be changed, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think of like, trying to think of a tradition. It's not coming to mind, but again, we just stepping into that space where, you know, realizing the balance in between, you know, connecting with our traditions and creating something new. You know, the balance in between connecting with the primordial energies and the feminine energies and connecting with, you know, the masculine energies, you know what I'm saying? Moving forward, bringing that balance in the middle. Because I feel like ultimately that just kind of keeps coming up. And not on no, you know, not just on no personal level, but again, like I'm seeing it kind of come up collectively. Just us kind of keep being reminded to. We say sports, for example. Great Blackness was up. Oh no, we ain't. Look. Wait on. I need me something to stand by. All right. Wait. That and connection with the Saturn-Moon matrix. Aries, Chiron and Aries, connecting with the Hippocampus. Connecting with our memories. Connecting with our ancestors right now. A lot of ancestor energy coming up right now, strong. As a matter of fact, you know, speaking of memories, you know what I'm saying? Like, again, like that whole thing of like, you know, maintaining that connection of our family with our memories in essence. And like certain, you know, family members' energy, you know, moving through us and ancestors' energies moving through us through our memory. Just remembering that. Balance things out between those extremes. Between the extreme of going outward, the extreme of going inward. Like right now, flexibility is the key. Being grounded and flexible. It's like the parody. Matter of fact, rutilated crystals or rutilated quartz, star sapphires or star rubies and star garnets as well. And then just titanium in general, because basically rutile and the star rubies, sapphires, and garnets all have titanium in it, and titanium help with strength and flexibility. Hence why they use titanium in Teflon as well. Yeah, we gonna all right. That's basically it. That's basically it, guys. I talked about the Saturn-Moon matrix, talked about the Feldspar Trinity, connected it with the Hippocampus, magnets in memory, you know, and again, like the magnetite, you know what I'm saying, lodestone used in acupuncture. And again, like there's a connection with, you know, magnets being used with memory in computer software as well, computer hardware, you know, technically, you know what I'm saying, with you know, the hard drives in the computer, you know, connected to you know, using magnets, you know, and the memory being connected to magnets, you know. And at one time a magnet, you know, it was like, oh, don't put the magnet by the computer because you might, you know what I'm saying, like you could mess up the floppy disk or mess up the hard drive disk by putting a magnet close to it, because the magnet would like because the information is in essence written and retrieved through the magnetism, you know what I'm saying. So more so retrieved, but you know, with the extra magnetism that kind of throws off, you know what I'm saying, how it's able to read through it. But yeah, the magnetism with the crystals on point. Working with the lodestones. And you see also how that would, you know, the heart is said to have a torus field, in essence, have its own little energy field. So it also has to have like some form of like magnetism or electromagnetism. But of course, the heart does have electricity. And then in essence, it kind of has like a, you know, it's almost like the center of the torus field, because you got like blood that flows in, you know, what it is, the blood without oxygen, and then it fills with oxygen going to the body, you know what I'm saying? So it's like the, you know, little magnetism flow. say we are on the other side of the universe now. The cosmos battery is run by the quartz crystal inside our computers. You typed in quartz, quartz. But it's funny that you, as we talking about this Saturn energy, you know, and court, Saturn energy in the court house, the discipline.
The secret, therefore, of character development is the realization of this power that there is in each and every one of us. Good and for evil.
Yep. And matter of fact, speaking of currency, you know, currency changes, shit, shungite and quartz. Shungite and quartz, definitely. Let's see, my great grandmother had to. I know we might be connected. And you see, with the whole computer thing, and that's why I want to start doing like more interviews and panels. Because you see, like, as much as I do channel things, like I stay in my lane. It's certain things that I'm not, you know what I'm saying, well versed in when it comes to like that whole connection with, you know, artificial intelligence and the matrix of the universe, you know, like, and all the intricacies of that. But just off of the simple awareness of, you know, like, yeah, you know, we go to moving, you know, as above, so below, as within, so without, you know, even if we're not seeing no physical changes with our eyes, when we move into, you know, when the realm is moving into a different space, then, you know, yeah, like the landscape outside is different, you know, kind of like, you know, how it would be for the cells inside of our body. You know, the cells inside of our body don't know that now we in a sauna room, you know, and an hour in a sauna room to the cells in the body might be like 25,000 years, you know, and to the cells in the body, like, oh man, you remember that hot 25,000 years we went through? And really it was just 1 hour of the person sitting in a, you know, a sauna, you know what I'm saying? And on another level, you know what I'm saying? Same thing with the earth plane realm, but yep. As we move through these different energies, you know, the energy shifting. That's why right now, you know, just keep like just doing things to kind of just strengthen, like, you know, whether it's meditation, detoxing, but just doing things to kind of like strengthen your intuition and just bringing you into center, you know what I'm saying? Connecting with nature, and staying tuned in with your intuition to the best of your ability, you know what I'm saying, right now. Because honestly, well, I ain't gonna even say it like that. It just that'll be the strong point. Like, just make sure you're taking care of your intuition. And that's what I was gonna say earlier about like the whole meditation thing, you know what I'm saying? Like the meditation, you know, it has been the most effective, you know what I'm saying, out of most things I done did or saw in a spiritual book, like by far, you know what I'm saying. Uh the meditation and the breathing has provided the healthiest helpful change or shift out of any and other practices I've dealt with. Excuse me. But and you see, and that's bringing me back to why I said that. So yes, great blackness. Like just being in a space where, you know, it's just easier for us to receive, you know, like at the least, you know what I'm saying? Cause like, instead of like worrying about like, oh man, I need to be doing this, I should be did this or started on that. Nah, that's most of that ego being in this realm type of shit. Like our soul purpose, the soul just care about ultimately just being liberated. You know what I'm saying? Like being free. You know what I'm saying? Like all like, you know, that's the layers to the soul purpose in essence too. You know, it's like you have the aspect of like, I want to paint, I want to make crystal jewelry, I want to read tarot, I want to do this. You know, like that's more of the, you know, the physical, the your perspective from a human energy, you know what I'm saying? But ultimately your soul like your soul just like, I don't care. Like, so, like, nigga, I don't care if you play football, meditate in the mountain, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Just as long as we get to a space to where we don't just keep getting stuck in this realm in the same spot continuously. You know what I'm saying? So there's a difference. So when we like think of like soul purpose and stuff like that, you know, it's like you know, as levels, because I definitely feel that like I'm grateful because I've been catching like the aha moments, you know, just things coming together. Like I'm like, damn, like it's like shit just filling in right now, you know what I'm saying? That's why I'm also like taking long to do videos. It's like, all right, let me grab them, see, all right, this connects with this connects with that. I remember, all right, I talked about all these three different, let me burn, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna bring these things together, but it's definitely like a lot of like, oh, all right. Shit, I just been honestly cause I was editing it to like show little short clips from it. But that 8 hour video I did with Bridge of Ra, like man, it's so many gems in that, you know what I'm saying? Like well I'm like, damn, like that, you know, that drove so many connections, you know. Appreciate the brethren for coming through. Matter of fact, if y'all vibe with the brethren and you know the knowledge that he brings forward, we gonna definitely have Bridge of Rock back again. But yeah, some things in that 8 hour video, I'm like, oh man, like it's just like, and again, like just realizing certain things about the macrocosm, you know, and like, you know, if anything, and again, I said this before, like if anything, the microcosm has just as much as effect on things as the macro. Like, you know, which one affects one the most? Is the macro controlling the micro or micro controlling the macro? You know, and again, it goes back to the balance aspect of it. But I would say like it would be more of the inner, you know, or should I say more of the smaller parts, you know what I'm saying? And again, it's a balance between the two because you see that with your own body every day. You know, you got your cells doing what they gonna do on automatic, on instinct, but then you got like new things that you implement that you don't want to do automatically. You know what I'm saying? So you kind of see that little push and pull. Free line is don't tell nobody. But nah, man, there's a bunch of time travelers, man. We all travel from different spaces. Now, for the most part, I be trying to peep out like new things that most people don't speak on when it comes to like certain astrology placements, but with the sun sign and Saturn, and you talk about like having a lot of past lives, sun sign and I said sun sign and Saturn, sun sign and Capricorn, which is ruled by Saturn, and deals with karmic energy and past lives in the past, so. All right. Great notion to bring up too. Since we talking about that, the energy of being unlimited right now, and this kind of popped up when I brought up the manifestation or that dream come true energy with Saturn and Neptune and Pisces. So you kind of got like the structured aspect of Saturn, like helping to structure the dreams of Neptune and the Pisces energy. So like with anything, like thinking big, you know what I'm saying? Like because I just saw the Brethren speak on it, and we got a collab. We're gonna end up collabing soon. The Brethren EG brought up in a video, recently about like, if you're trying to get to Mars, then shoot past Mars. You know what I'm saying? Just to make sure, you know what I'm saying? Like, but it's like, aiming a little further, you know what I'm saying? Like, believe that you could have like whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? And know that you're not being seen as materialistic for being able to live a life that you love and enjoy, you know what I'm saying? Like, you deserve to have nice things. I deserve to have nice things, like shit. But yeah, like with that, like it'd be a great time. And again, that Aries energy, mental energy, and also fiery energy, like to, take action behind it as well. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, definitely don't want to be limiting, your thoughts or what, like what can manifest. If I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get to Jupiter, I'ma aim for Pluto. And with, it's like everything with balance, because like you want to aim that far past the target to make sure that, all right, like so again, like my target truly is Jupiter, but I'm aiming at Pluto way over there. So when I aim and shoot at Pluto, at the least, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna hit you know, Saturn, you know what I'm saying? At the least, you know, I'm gonna hit Saturn, you know, but you know, Jupiter going, you know, be in a line of fire for sure. You know, so it's like having that type of you know, energy about it as well. Tina T thinking kind of sounded like thinking like what it is, one of Rick Ross songs or somebody like I know the Noriega, the real Noriega. He owe me 100 favors. Say I know Andromeda, the real Andromeda. She stay in France. Like, like no, I know the real Andromeda. Like, nah, should be like that. But yeah, you know. See, I would say right now, like that's when you talk about like why manifest money when you can be everything. A guy doesn't need to be a millionaire because a guy can have and be everything. What I thought about like is just, you know, on some levels it only exists as we making this transition, you know what I'm saying? Like literally you know, for whatever it's worth, we chose to come down into this space where, you know, money is still involved, making this transition to stop using it, you know, the way, like, you know, but, you know, it's like things have to be done. Like certain people are gonna still work with money. It's like, you know, in order to, you know, shift the energy and shift the nature of like how people, you know, because like even think about it, like a person gotta use money to buy a computer, you know, do all these things, and you know, whether it's write books or share YouTube videos, but like in so many words, like the end game is not for the money, but money is involved in it indirectly because again, like you place me in Pluto, I whatever they dealing with in Pluto, you know, like transmutation, I gotta work with what's here and then transmute it into something else, you know what I'm saying? So you take those funds, you know what I'm saying? You buy your cell phone that you do videos with and connect with others with, you know what I'm saying? But then again, like you sharing information that helps people to become more in tune with themselves than their cell phone. So even though you know what I'm saying, I use money and, you know, bought this phone, you know what I'm saying? It's not like dwelling on money, but it's like, you know, again, it's tools, it's energy, you know. But on a deeper level, and ultimately, yes, everything what you know what I'm saying. But I realize, you know, just that space of not worrying about like looking at like the quote unquote amount of money is more as much as you just look at like, all right, the lifestyle or what you here to do or, you know, whatever it is, that's in alignment for you, just kind of seeing the end result of that, like, and just, seeing that manifested, then trying to get, like, the actual funds, right, tie your soul to, yeah, right. Now, shout out to saying, like, much love to saying it like that. Man, if I was on StreamYard right now, I would make that the post-it note. Like, you don't have to stop using it. You manifest it whenever you want. And you see, man, let me pause and appreciate y'all for the participation. You know what I'm saying? You see why did participate, because again, the lives ain't for me to just be mostly just like, because if that's the case, I would just, again, like, hey, graphic feldspar is like this and it does that. And not to say that, sharing knowledge is monotonish in general, because sometimes we do share, knowledge or, things where people could apply for themselves, you know what I'm saying? But but anyway, yeah, you don't have to stop using it. You manifest it whenever you want. So you don't need $1 million when you can manifest it whenever you want. Man, can allow me to do a screenshot of this? Like, that deserves. Cause what's funny is I never seen it worded. Cause I see it in my lifestyle, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause I even look at it, I'm like, damn, I done low key. I mean, which most people, I'm pretty sure within their life, by time, some of us reach about like, 40, 30 or something like that, you possibly done touch like close to not say, yeah, possibly. It depends on what you've done in your life, stuff like that. But it's not far-fetched that you done possibly done touched $1 million, you know what I'm saying? Like $1 million to move through your hand. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, like, to say it like that, like, that's the perfect, like, great blackness. You don't accept, do you do crystals or, I just feel like you deserve some form of a gift. And that's not to say that nobody else hasn't said anything profound, but that just definitely, man, that hit right there. That's it. And you see, and I'm grateful because, it's like also showing like how it's better to fully explain things. Cause the way, you said it earlier, it could be taken as like, oh, like it ain't about like, oh, like money is bad or this and that, you know what I'm saying? It's like, no, it's not that it's bad, so like, again, when you re-explain it, because ultimately when we do kind of say things from these maxims, in which you didn't say it was bad enough, but just thinking about that, like, when we say things from a like, like, oh, it's just this, and that's it. It's like, no, man, it's all of this. Like, even the experience, like, like the earth is just hell. Like, no, it ain't just hell. Like, like this, it's flexible. Like, one moment is like this, the next moment is like, you know what I'm saying? Next 25,000 years, it might be the best place for somebody who like water. The next 25 years might be, but but it's a holistic, story, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like if if anybody talking about esoteric or occult information doesn't contradict something that they already have said, then they're not really speaking really occult information. Like, you're gonna contradict, like, you're talking about the wholeness of the universe. It's contradicting and paradoxical, you know especially from the duality, duality perspective. It's contradicting in nature. So everything, in one moment I'm gonna tell you the best thing to do is, you might need to hug somebody. Another moment, it's boundaries that's necessary. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's flexibility. you know we, in the society, we taught to go to one extreme, and try to hold on to that. Like, oh, spirituality is just being nice all the time, and I could just be good all the time, or what we perceive as good. It's like, no, it's the balance of, you know uh the positive and negative. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't mean that you're necessarily going around harming people personally, but you are just as dangerous as you are nurturing. You know what I'm saying? Like, just as much as I could get an apple from a tree from nature and get some sweetness from nature, I could also get a hurricane from nature. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's like, man, the holistic story, because that's what we, like, I feel like those, what I would like to call, quote unquote, like our lazy explanation, or our little lazy expressions, where we try to, like, one size fit all phrase type of, like, if we really trying to, really get a holistic truth from things, then we gotta, look at it holistically. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know if I want to. I forgot what it was with funds. I don't think I want to use the word funds no more, because I was looking up something, brought me to researching the etymology of the word fun today. But it was like, I think it was like something like for amusement or just for kicks or something like that. Yeah, I, I'm not gonna go research it, but I'm like, all right, I don't know if I want to call my currency or my finances. I don't know if I want to use the word funds no more. Oh, you do crystals? Word, word. Right, right. Man, that's why, man. That to me, the only thing that, like, is either my dreams, and my psychedelic experiences or meditation experiences first, and then animate. like, like animate be like so close to the truth on so many little levels, man. And because I'm just thinking about, like, as we explain this, and I'm like, all this shit is in the little anime I just brought up, To Your Eternity. And it's similar to the anime, The Time I Reincarnated as Slime, you know. And because it also, like, it allows for, like, I don't, like, your soul could just pick up on things, because you're getting a visual too, you know what I'm saying? But it's like your soul just pick up on stuff. It's not, I don't know, it doesn't have like that same, because Japanese anime don't do that. Like, the most agenda you have in, I mean, in most anime, that, and just in general in some of these stories, it's like, all right, who's the good guy, who's the bad guy, that sometimes might be flipped. And of course, they don't have no melanated people. I mean, uh, you know, getting on a soapbox, yelling about it, obviously don't do that. But, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, uh, you gotta just start making your own cartoons and comic books and all this. You want to see a change in that essence. But yeah, anime just be hitting straight on those points. But yeah, like, because literally the little orb, but he learned from each little experience. From talking to getting food to how to fight back because he got harmed, and it was like, oh shit, pain. And they always show him like go through this like little thing, and then also like he would learn from picking up on others' emotions, and they would show like the little bubble of the emotion, like, oh, do you feel pain right now? Why does your heart feel pain? And then also going through, the naivety, like not knowing the social standards, he had to go through that, you know what I'm saying? Like he would call out people energy, in front of somebody that was embarrassing for, him to call out the energy. So he had to learn like his powers and, but, as he go, but yeah. And that goes back earlier to, again, like the importance of like why, although it seems like a cliche, it seems like a quote unquote a dark side spirituality cliche of like, oh, it takes pain, you gotta take pain. But it, pain, or just the ability to feel and sense things. You ain't even gotta say necessarily pain. But I mean, yeah, pain, what I'm saying, in that essence, but but in general, though, the importance of just being able to sense and feel things, what I'm saying? Yeah, I've been with the journal, like along with the meditations, but doing like prophetic writing more and stuff like that too. Oh yeah. And trust, the only thing that could try to stop you is, your own discipline, your own mental discipline is the only thing that could try to stop you. I'm gonna say, it trying, because ultimately it's not gonna stop you. You're gonna be the greatest version of yourself. You know what I'm saying? Affirm it with that Aries stamp. Put that Mars stamp on it that you ain't gonna let nothing stop you. You gotta ram through a brick wall. We're not doing it the hard way, but you get what I'm saying. Like, because that's why I see where I kind of plug a little too much, not say too much back into the matrix, but because I even say where I kind of just regressed a little bit, and and well, no, I'm being more balanced, because I realized though, like, like when I first started doing videos, like, hey guys, like you could move things with your mind. Like I used to be real strong about like the whole extrasensory perception thing, you know what I'm saying? Because I also knew though, I'm like, well, shit, this is how it hit me. I'm like, if I've been in this realm for 30 years eating boudin, hog crackling, rice dressing, gravy, fucking, you know what I'm saying, fucking milk from cows. If I've been doing all this for all these years, and I could just see my thoughts, manifest, within a day or so, then I could imagine a little child who's born being fed things that are extremely healthy, being taught things about his subconscious mind, you know what I'm saying, from jump. Then this extrasensory perception and all these things might be more, you know what I'm saying, more real than, you know what I'm saying. But again, even with that, it's not also because some people think it's like this energy of like, oh yeah, superpowers, I could just do anything to, play around or fuck over anybody type of, it's like, and hence why, uh, it depends, like, on what your intentions is, which I mean, some people do have abilities, even though the intentions aren't pure. Let's be aware, you know, again, just like they have, darker beings that exist on a dimension higher than 3D, I mean, we say higher, but I mean, but yeah, the imagination, because again, comic books, watching anime, like I love keeping my, like just the way I dress, and like again, Avatar, like I keep my mind in the like, oh, I got my little sword in my hand, you know what I'm saying, like, or whatever, but yeah, like you say, it's like you want to keep that inner vision powerful. As a matter of fact, that's something to work on and tap into, especially with the Aries focus. It's just having more moments of visualization. I've been doing a lot more chakra visualizations, like actually visualizing the lights, the color, the colors of the chakras, you know what I'm saying, during the meditation. But that's like literally, like it's like lifting weights, you know what I'm saying? It's like as you keep visualizing, you keep getting better and better at it, you know what I'm saying? Like I think about, like, I laugh at what some visualizations I could have so vivid to it, it literally, like I literally feel like I'm touching the stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like you want to get that, like you can smell wherever it is that you visualize, like you want to bring as many senses into it, you know what I'm saying, to that visualization as possible, and then after you do all that, you just chill and do what you love. And then you're going to get a little prompt to do this, and then a little prompt to do that. And then when you do that and this, then the next person, and it's like, oh shit, and it just comes with ease. And the next thing you know, whatever it was has manifested, It's that proper balance of, action and no action, like masculine and feminine. I'm going to use my feminine ability to imagine things and visualize, again, magnetism, speaking of magnetism, earlier, like visualize, that's the magnet part, the visual part, because it's magnetizing, or should I say also the emotions, because emotions is water, the feminine energy is connected to water and it's magnetic, you know what I'm saying? So our emotional energy, in essence, is the magnetism, and the thoughts and the actions is like the electricity, because no coincidence that, the brain has electricity, the how they said neurons that fire together wire together, you know what I'm saying? And no coincidence, as we talking about that, what it is with the the hippocampus actually creates new brain cells, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. I thought of neuroplasticity too. Yeah, the hippocampus is where new brain cells are born and where memories are mediated. It actually contains natural magnetite crystals. Uh, According to Health Watch, the most significant neurological impact of trauma is in the hippocampus. PTSD patients show a considerable reduction in the volume of the hippocampus. So, pointing to the hippocampus, again, it has magnetite crystals in it and it's connected to memory. And again, magnetite crystals is magnetic crystals, in the area of the brain that deals with memories and create new brain cells, you know. And I think about that too. I always, when I hear stuff about the body, I always osmosis Jones it. So I'm like, all right, what if, again, like going inside the body, like if, the body was like another world, and a small cell was like a person experiencing that world, like what would the area of the hippocampus like be like? Like, and again, new brain cells being born, be like so you got like a little nursery in your hippocampus, you know what I'm saying? Like little things being born in that area, you know. But right. Oh yeah, that's what I was talking. See, man, grateful. You see the participation. Like if y'all wasn't participating, I would have probably took a while to remember what I was just, you know what I'm saying? But because y'all are participating, bam. Because again, inward, outward, you know what I'm saying? And again, something, you know. But yeah, the whole thing with the magnetism of the emotions, because again, you visualize it, and when you visualize it, you have that emotion, because a visual more so is the feminine aspect of the brain, because like a thought ain't necessarily a visual, because a thought might be like some words you hear in essence compared to like an actual vision, you know what I'm saying? So, again, the vision and the emotion is how it magnetizes, because again, you feeling it. So it's gonna draw it to you because again, like you're feeling it, so you're vibrating on the frequency of whatever it is. So it has to come to you. So you done set that in place, like all right, is the emotion and the visual there. And now, you know what I'm saying, the electricity of the thought and the electricity of the action, because the masculine action, and that's literally what quote unquote, you know, humans represent to some extent is a personification of, like again, like it's in separate body suits, but the energy or energy of the feminine and energy of the masculine, like like playing these things out. The wife is like the magnetism and deals with the emotions and the visual. The man is like, hey, I got this idea, or this, not to say that women don't have idea, just let's not be extreme, but uh the guy again, like, is that part like, oh, I'll lift that heavy sofa, I'll take that action, you know what I'm saying? So it literally plays out into, again, so like literally seeing how the energetic expression or, the universe in essence is just playing out through, again, like what seems like the mundane human experience is actually an esoteric story, it's a mythological story, it's some type of anatomy, story in some way, you know what I'm saying? But And by all means, if you're new to this channel, you know what I'm saying, check out the older videos, check out the playlist so you won't, because there's a bunch of videos just generally, so you might want to go to the playlist and check things out. You know what I'm saying? If some of this, you know, a lot of things that's being said you're new to, but now I'm about to go as well. You know, tapping in with the magnets, or magnetic crystals or energy. Matter of fact, Great Blackness, send me an email or Instagram, because I think you're on Instagram if I'm not mistaken. But you know, send me your little info so I could shoot you that, not shoot you, so I could send you that gift. And that's another thing too that Aries promoting. That Aries energy is gonna promote a lot of spiritual people to get off of their ass and take action. Because again, that spiritual energy that then promoted a lot of people sitting around waiting, you know, like was more of a like waiting game to manifest, you know what I'm saying? And starting to see that like, all right, you know, again, that extreme magnetism of like, I'm just gonna not do anything towards it, but I'm gonna visualize it and say like, you know, you gotta take some type of action. But again, it's inner first, then outward. It's magnetism first, then electric, you know what I'm saying? But it takes both, you know what I'm saying? You know, just like in this realm where it takes, you know, like both a male and a female to create another human body, you know what I'm saying? Like it takes that in the manifestation process, you know. And that's the truth of it. You see, like, all right, this is the truth of how you create. Because even, you know, even what's funny, like, and just saying this for like the truth of it, you know, like even somebody who considers themselves to be quote unquote, you know, LGBT or quote unquote gay, you know what I'm saying, like, has to take the feminine and masculine, you know what I'm saying, and bring it together to create, you know what I'm saying, in some way, form, or fashion. So you just see the truth in, like, you know, those energies having to come together to create. And again, like, whether it is two women or two men or whatever, or like you can still create, you know what I'm saying? It ain't like no, in the sense of like, you know, create something, produce something, you know what I'm saying? On a level, but again, it's like as long both energy, you know, those energy signatures have to be present, like the magnetism and electricity, you know, has to be present. And it all depends on you though too. Like some people don't mind sitting around waiting, you know, in a magnetism mode, you know what I'm saying? Like some people don't mind like the fact that, all right, even though it's going to take longer, if I just sit here, I'd rather sit here more than go do action. And some people like don't mind taking action. I'd rather just take a little action more than sitting, you know. Some of us find that little balance space, you know. There's no doubt. And gotta change what's in to change what, and the inner crystal of the hippocampus, dealing with PTSD, dealing with memory, you know what I'm saying? Dealing with past lives and transitioning. Graphic Feldspar connected to Moonstone and Smoky Quartz, and it's connected to the Moon and Saturn, which is connected to, the reincarnation process, which is, again, connected to the hippocampus in so many ways. You know what I'm saying? So, seeing all the crystals, the crystal connections. Yeah, you guys, I'm about to take it in. So grateful to have the energy to even be here. I'm grateful for the energy to have the option. Like, of course, I know sleep is great, and healthy. I'm grateful to have the ability to, stay strong and, be present regardless. Yeah, smoky quartz is matter of fact, because there's been things coming up about the solar plexus, like the solar plexus helps for you to block out a lot of like external, like emotions from the environment, and also like emotional attachments from, past situations, relationships, or whatever that you had. You know what I'm saying? The solar plexus, again, like, because I used to think it was more so the sacral, just because the sacral dealt with emotions. But, come to find out, though, is like, yeah, your sacral deals with emotions, but more so your eternal emotions. But when it comes to like how others' emotions, affects or connects with your bodysuit, it's connected to the solar plexus. But yeah, smoky quartz real good for like if your solar plexus is spinning too much, like overspinning, is good to calm it. It's good for grounding. Smoky quartz is real good for lower back pains. It's real good. And again, look at the lower back pains. Your back is a bone. Saturn, your back also is the structure, like literally why you ain't just like a little spaghetti noodle. In essence, is because of the other bones too, but it's because your back, you know what I'm saying? So no coincidence that, smoky quartz, works with, again, helping the lower back. And so not only your back, but the lower back, close to your root chakra, which is connected with, more of your grounded earth experience, which is, Saturn knows about grounding somebody to earth, like you're grounded. Saturn probably created that phrase. Joking. You know what I'm saying? But it's some real shit. Yeah, like that's probably who created that phrase. You're grounded. And why it hurts so bad to be grounded on Saturday when everybody's having fun. That's paradoxical, but yeah. But yeah, the smoky quartz again, and it's also it's a great crystal to work with, also to kind of heal traumas from the sacral chakra, dealing with like sexual traumas too. I feel smoky quartz is good with that. But I also like it brings a level of like focus with the grounding. It feels like if anything, the best way to say is almost like a grounding piece of fluorite, because it brings you that mental clarity and focus of a fluorite, but then it has a grounding energy that fluorites don't necessarily have, you know, unless you got like again, like I got those yellow fluorites in that had like pyrite in it. That's kind of different, but you know, just fluorite by itself, you know, no.
Is the realization of this power that there is in each and every one of us. Good and for evil, good and for evil, good and for evil. The good Lord would have us lay hold of what is worst in ourselves. Do not think that people who have virtue and kindness and other great talents that came by these things naturally.
Yeah, great blackness. I'm working on, not working. I don't like even. I'm having fun learning how to manage my energy. So yes, we definitely gonna you know, with the videos and all that, everything, you know, aligning. But that's basically it. And also too, you know, again, like a message to newbies as well. Like just make sure you, again, not just trying to listen to every word and whim of everything I say. Like make sure you're researching these things. Make sure you're applying certain things that I may share. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I don't know, and it still don't show good. Wish I could get that left point. Can't see it. Yeah, we're gonna commence this, man. Enjoy this spring equinox energy. Happy New Year's. Keep that imagination vivid. Take care of your mind. Heal all those aspects of your wounded Aries energy. You know, healing those war wounds, healing those wounds or traumas of conflict. You know, taking care of your anger. Taking care of those wounds to your individuality. You know, understanding how to be authentic and independent while still a part of the collective. Thinking outside the box and being innovative. You know, you're going to have a lot of innovation too. You know what I'm saying? With that Aries energy. And just make sure that you're not comparing yourself to nobody. Don't compare yourself to me or nobody else. You know, some of you are, of course, way aware of this. Just, you know, again, for whoever that's for, you know what I'm saying? Like, no comparison. You know, like that. Everybody ain't here to do exactly what you're here to do in the way you're here to do it. I mean, yeah, you got people who similar, but for the most part, you know. But yeah, just take care of yourself. Now is the vibrate. And again, you looking for any crystal pendants and art, check out my Epic Lifestyles page on Instagram, EPIKLIFESTYLEZ. Could order from there. Just message me to inquire and we'll go from there. And website is very, very close to finish. Bro, talk about like just climbing up that mountain, just not giving up, and that's the thing too. Like, just stay moving forward. I don't know if I ain't posted on YouTube, so if you're not following me on Instagram, you never seen it. But I posted this thing from the movie The Labyrinth. And they was going through the little parts of the labyrinth, and these little the parts of the labyrinth were like, hey, don't go past here. You're gonna fail. You're gonna lose. You should stop right there. Something's gonna get you. And then one of the like little trolls or whatever, he was like, oh, don't listen to them. He was like, they're just distractions, you know what I'm saying? Like, they just trying to get you to turn around, you know what I'm saying? But like, literally, being aware of that, like, if it ain't telling you that you can do it, then that ain't your inner being. Like, and if it is telling you that you, quote unquote, shouldn't do something or that nature, then then kind of stand back and see what it is, because maybe it is something that you shouldn't do, but for the most part, if it's something that you love and you're passionate about, your inner being is not gonna make you doubtful about that. So understand that anytime you're doubtful or fearful, that is not even valid from the perspective of like, oh, that's you or your intuition. Like, that's not you. So that's not the voice to listen to. You know what I'm saying? Point blank, period. But greatly appreciate y'all. And again, connect with the Discord server. It's the name of it is Now Is the Vibrate. The last post I had should have a link to it. I also want to add like a little area for like food, so we could like share little recipes and stuff too. But yep, tap in on the Discord. And again, the Epic Lifestyles for the crystal art. Any and all donations greatly appreciated. The donations links is usually underneath all of my videos. And even if you don't donate, man, I just appreciate you holding the space that you hold, and again, participating in these videos. Like, that's powerful. That's abundance. That's money. You know what I'm saying? Just with that, you know what I'm saying? So greatly appreciate that. And yeah, now is the vibrate. Keep your head on the swivel. Stay safe and dangerous. You know what I'm saying? And yeah. Appreciate y'all from the bottom to the top of the heart. All that. Nah. And remember that too. Like, you're having those tough moments. You could just, remember all the little things. And again, for newbies or for those who kind of been around but might, like could use a new technique or something like that. My eternal health playlist. But I thought of like the past videos I did on oxytocin and how your heart releases oxytocin, and just by putting your hands right here, more to the left, but over your heart, you're actually releasing oxytocin. And like what I do sometimes is like after coming out of a meditation. So because when you're coming out of a meditation, meaning like you're still in the brain waves of that subconscious is fertile for those seeds, you know what I'm saying, to be planted. Then you put your hand over your heart and say, for instance, and plus have a probably a rose quartz too, if you need, some little helpers. Ain't fuck with somebody else talking about, like, if you know you need help, then take help. Because I realize, like, how you just gotta know what's best for you. Like, oh, don't use that rose quartz, that's not best. Like, shit, it says the being that probably don't want me to love myself a little extra. Like, you know what I'm saying? But rose quartz, the hands over, and say your affirmations with your eyes closed, with your hand over your heart. You know what I'm saying? That helps. But ultimately, again, just knowing what's going on in our subconscious to the best of our ability. But yeah. Peace, everybody. Y'all have a great morning. Setting the tone for the morning. Today is going to be a great day. Not because we're going to be fake nice. Not because we're going to be extremely happy all the time. Today is going to be a great day because, you know what I'm saying, we're being true and authentic to who we are. Today is going to be a great day because we're going to unconditionally accept ourselves. Today is going to be a great day because we're going to use mistakes as a lesson learning process to keep moving forward. You know what I'm saying? As data collection to keep getting better. You know what I'm saying? Today is a great day. Affirmed it. It's stamped in. You know what I'm saying? Now is the vibrate. But yeah. Peace, y'all. Not too far in the future. Not too far in the past. Right now. Oh, remember, like and subscribe, everybody. Share if you feel like the video should be shared. And again, any and all energetic support is greatly appreciated. I can't type it in ancient stylings, but it's EPIKLIFESTYLEZ. Epic lifestyles. But yeah. Peace, fam. Have a great day.